Hey guys, Ryan here, and I've just done the first impressions video for the M48A2, and I just thought I'd come on real quick to tell you that for those of you who weren't interested in me just talking shit for the start, gameplay starts at about 11 minutes in. So if you want to skip, feel free. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hey guys, Ryan here, and today I'm going to be bringing you another first impressions, this time in the M48A2 120mm. Now something I should mention is, if the audio sounds a little bit weird, that's because, as stated in the 777 video, after doing the T22 first impressions, my audio was very low, and it turns out that the only way to get my audio loud when I'm doing live commentary is to turn my microphone audio all the way up to max, so which may cause some issues, but there's literally no other way for me to get the volume up. It just seems to be a lot quieter when I do live commentary than when I do post-com. So I've got some silver now, so I'm going to equip up the M48A2, going to take it out and see what I think, and I'm hoping that it's going to be, or I'll do better in it than I will the 777, just because it's a medium tank, which is an advantage straight up for most people, including myself, who prefers a bit of speed. The other thing is, you will see 5,000 XP, 3,300 damage. I have not touched the 777 since I did the video, and I've obviously not played this tank either. But I imagine I'm going to do most of those ops in the M48A2. Now, we're going to go look at the stats, and bear in mind, I'm probably going to compare this to the T95E6. And at the end, I'll probably give my opinion on what I think is better. Now then, if you just look at the card stats to begin with, 258mm of AP pen, 340 H, 60 high explosive, with 400 alpha, which again is very similar to T95E6. It's got the same amount of hit points at 2,000. Now, a key thing here is, it is slower than the T95E6. And the view range is about the same, I believe. Base, that is. And although this thing is slower, that's because, from what I remember correctly, if you go look at its armor model, I believe the front is slightly thicker. And it's got that kind of typical pattern shape to it, which can get you ricochets. From what I understand, the side armor is thicker on this. You've got a 76mm plate there. The rear plate is not particularly thick. 50mm, you're not going to get overmatched. However, what I did actually notice there is actually a bit of a rounded turret ring, so if you're side scraping, you might be able to pen that. Although, looking at the actual model of the tank, seeing that turret ring could be a bit of a problem for some people. So basically, you get thicker armor, but that's not to say that the armor on the T95E6 isn't good. As we all know, that frontal plate on the T95E6, with its angle, can actually be very bouncy. However, one place where the M48 does have an advantage is the side armor. 31mm at the back, which is easily overmatchable by all 100mm guns and higher. And even like these mid plates of 50 and 48 can be overmatched by the large caliber guns. So the armor is technically a bit thicker, that's why you lose the speed, but I wouldn't actually say the armor's better. They also, if you've noticed, both have big weak points. But again, with the M48 being a bit slower, moving's going to make that a bit easier. Moving backwards forward means you're going to be slower whilst doing it, meaning you're going to be a little bit easier to hit. Now, if we go to the actual modules, I do not know what the horsepower per ton ratio is, because they just don't show you that, so I can't tell you. 120mm gun, here's something important compared to the T95E6, because it's got the same penetration, the same alpha, but this one reloads a lot slower, the DPM's a lot worse, but it has got better accuracy, and I believe better aim time. However, something to notice, the T95E6 had quite a derpy gun before 6.0, but now that 6.0 is a thing, accuracy isn't really an issue. So, even though this is more accurate than T95E6, it's not to say T95E6 is not accurate. 48 degrees rotation on the track, which is pretty decent. 410 base view range, again pretty decent. 38 degrees turret rotation, not the best, but obviously this isn't meant to be like a Leopard kind of tank or an M60. And I said the ammo is quite nice. It only carries 40 rounds though, which leads me to trick how much T95E6 carries. Well, actually, the M48 fires slower and actually carries more ammunition, so while that means it, I might be tempted to bring a couple of the high explosive rounds, because 60mm of pen is actually quite decent. So, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to equip this tank up. So, first up, as always, advanced loader on every tank that you can. For me, coated optic, because that 410 view range, it'll be beautiful, and I love view range, so up to 451. And for the last one, I'm going to wait until I put the crew in, because depending on how accurate the tank is, I may put the gun stabilizer on, but I might just use vent, and I might even use camo net, although I'll probably go with vent. So I'm actually going to throw the crew in real quick, and for the crew, what I'm going to do is, I don't really know what skills I've got on the M48 crew, but I'm just going to assume that the crews I've picked for the M48 will go quite well with this M48. So, get this commander. I'll look through the actual crew skills I've got in a moment. Transfer it over. I mean, I'd like to think that the crews on these two tanks be similar. So, I've got the standard crew skills I have basically every tank. Sixth Sense and Track Mechanic, also with the Rapid Loading and Steady Aim. Also got Born Leader for the Brothers in Arms. And then what I've got is I've got Camouflage Expert, Green Thumb for trying to spot on buses, Situational Awareness, and Accuracy when moving. No turret traverse accuracy. And that's because, you see, unlike some other people who use the gun skills, I quite like my camouflage because it helps my spotting. It also helps when I want to play aggressive, because it means when I'm rushing to a more aggressive location, I have a few seconds extra of not being spotted while I get there, which is less time for the enemies to shit on me. So, now if I have a look at this thing's accuracy with the crew, 0.28. You know what? I'm actually going to not go vent, and I'm going to not go with stabilizer, and I might even try a camo net, because this is quite a big tank. The concealment is not very good. Yeah. To be fair, the concealment is super cheap, so if I feel like changing it for ventilation or stabilizer, if the 0.28 accuracy doesn't feel very good, then I can like swap it out for quite cheap. But for you guys, I would definitely recommend ventilation or stabilizer. So gun rammer, optics, and then for most people, any of these two. The camo net's a personal thing, because again, I'm so into spotting and view range, and camo kind of factors into spotting. Consumables, I like to use premium repair kits. Then I'm going to use a regular med kit, and then I'm just going to use a regular fire extinguisher. So I'm just going to use my regular equipment or consumable loadout. I only really use premium food on auto loaders and premium tanks, because they can afford it. Now, as I said, this tank does actually carry more ammo than the T95E6 and fires slower. So, that does mean I can bring... Oh, I'm talking shite. I thought this thing carried 40 rounds. It carries the same amount of ammunition as a T95E6. Look at that, 36. By the way, excuse me, I just knocked the mic. I have run out of ammo on a T95E6 before, but this being more accurate and having better gun handling, I'll try this, and if I find myself running out of ammo, I'll drop the high explosive shells. Need to remember to do camo. Finding out the hero skin on these is 3,000. I thought they were 2,000, but obviously we can earn them for free. I'll just use the 7-day ones because I'm a cheap fuck. And then we'll actually get into some gameplay. By the way, I'm going to add a little extra bit to the start of this video. I'll record an extra clip where I'll just say at what time the actual gameplay starts, so people can skip the beginning bit where I just waffle on unscripted and just talk shite for the first bit. So consumables, ammo, equipment, crew is in the tank, and I would say we're ready to go. In terms of gun depression on this tank, I have no idea, because again you can't see that. I'm just going to assume it's 9 degrees, which is exactly what the M48 pattern has, the tech tree tank, so I'll just assume it has 9 degrees of gun depression, which is decent. Right, as I said, the Object 777 games I did not play particularly well, so let's see if I can change that. Castro to begin with is not a bad map for a tank like this. It has good view range, and it's in counter battle, which is intriguing. Now, also what I said was, I'm probably, even before playing this, I'm probably gonna do most of my grind for the skins in this tank, just because it's faster. And mediums just tend to be a bit nicer to play on most maps, so that way, when I get Prokhorovka or Malinovka with 3 artillery, it's not gonna be as bad in this tank as it is in 777. Oh, there's an FE215B, you don't see too many of them. I'm going to just drive forward generally, and basically what I'm doing is when I'm driving to position, I'm just kind of keeping an eye on the map to see where my team goes. So what I usually like to do in this map is head to the center bit and wait to see where my team goes, but it looks like already that they're going this way, so I'm going to go this way as well. It can be important to have in decent games, even if you want to go to a certain part of the map, if you see most of your team going the other way, it's better to just follow them. You don't want to die alone at the other side of the map. So medium's already raced his way into the cap circle, which is interesting. Now, is there going to be someone up on that rock? That is the question. 1 artillery, what is it? M5355, which is basically tier 12 artillery. Don't really want to fuck with that. What are their TDs? Do they have any Death Stars? No, Jaeger and an E4. With a Scorpion G. I'm going to duck in the cover, keeping an eye on the cap circle and the timer. And when one of these heavies goes in, I'll probably go in and join them. Well, 2 of the TDs are here. And it is a machine who's gone straight for the Instacap. Now with an E4 up there, it's kind of making it difficult to push down, but our team seems to be getting the interrupt. Now what heavy is this with me? That is something nice. A Paladin FE215B. They're not the most well armored, what do you call them? Tanks. Snap a shot into the Scorpion G. The E4 scares me. I kind of don't want to move until that E4 gets out of the way. He's getting shot at them. Rate of fire does. Oh, fuck it out. There's the artillery. Rate of fire doesn't feel too bad. But now I need to be careful because I know that the artillery's got my number. Right, I gotta run. There's an E4. I played so bad. Well, that game didn't go so well. I tried to defend the base. That was a pretty stupid thing to do. Although at the same time, I wasn't expecting a top tier heavy tank to go for an insta-cap. That's not very good on the machine's part. Also, if you noticed, I got punished for camping on the front line at the base by artillery, which is always nice. So I'll catch you at the next game, and hopefully, no artillery. And I'm back. So, last game was actually a win. Let's have a look at how our team did. Brass did good. 430 actually did most of the work. Therefore did okay. Where's the artillery? 1600. To be fair, pretty good move by the machine, really, because on a big map you can avoid artillery, but because I went to go interrupt the base and try and defend it, I actually put myself in a position where they already just knew where I was and I couldn't really move. So, first game, gun handling feels alright at the moment, mobility doesn't feel too bad. Yes, it's slower than M48A2 doesn't mean it's bad mobility. Here's hoping I'm going to the next game and not have to worry about artillery or trying to defend the base. Alright, standard battle is good. Cliff is not good because I don't like this map. I'm intrigued to see if I'll be fast enough to get to... I can't actually remember the grid coordinate. I'll wait till I'm in game to see it. Will I be fast enough? I was going to say only an equalizer, but that's begging for a one-shot if I say that, so I'm not going to. Shipborne, 295E6 is the faster version of me, 200 LT. Now, all you can do on Cliff is hope that your team doesn't go 1-2 line. And thankfully, we have a lot of people moving away from 1-2, and it's actually quite nice. And I'm hoping these lights are actually going to go for the hill. That'd be beautiful. 13105's going. Batchat's not going for the hill. But yep, there's the T100 LT. And the Sandlock. Our Batchat 12T's already dead somewhere. They've won the hill. Or they're going to win the hill. Which is not ideal. There is a ship barn back there, which I don't want to fuck with. Which is kind of bad. I was kind of hoping their ship barn to be in the 1-2 line, if I'm honest. Oh, I can't see him either. There we go. He's almost dead, actually. They've got a medium up there. What is it? See, I had a feeling the T95E6 would go up here as well, because he's faster than me. So that's why I was thinking about not trying... You know what, I'm going for it. It's worth to take him out. Done. Ship burn down. I'm going to try and climb up when I'm unspotted. Because I don't know what a 268 version 5 is. Alright, time to go. Hope our Batchat win this. I didn't even see our Batchat sneak up here, so... Oh, he would have been the guy just in front of me. I think I got distracted by the ship barn. Now, as you see, it was a bit more difficult for me to get up here with the poor camo and mobility. But we're here now. We're chasing him away. Try not to block this guy. Right, they're already just fired, so I don't really need to worry about him. Question is, will these guys proxy spot me? Oh yeah. Light tank in our base, which is hilarious. How do I get down? I'm not gonna go for the light tank. I need to not kill myself. I've done that plenty of times on here. Suppose I'll try and spot these guys. Don't need to worry about the light tank at least. Unfortunately I got spotted, so I'm not poking out yet. Side turret shot. SU-101 hiding in the corner. Getting tiger sharked. Into his tracks. Russian tank, he can snapshot pretty good. Oh, you fucker. Lost a crew member there, but that's 2 games now where I've been hit by artillery. He's apparently behind something that I cannot see, so I can't get the shot in. Well, not a very good game at all, but I survived, so... You know, it's not too bad. On the move, and... Not quite. As I also noticed, because it fires AP as standard, you don't get very fast shell velocity. Something else to keep in mind. But that's no different to the T95E6. I didn't do much in terms of damage, but... Went to the hill, helped support it, although they seemed to have it without me. And we did win that game. Well, I'm Mana's second most assistance behind an Iron Rain of all things. Didn't get any damage. Kind of interesting. Right, I suppose we shall try and see if I can make it 3 out of 3 for getting hit by artillery. By the way, both artillery that have hit me in both games have both been American, because American artillery is just, without fail, the best artillery. So we've had a tier 8 one and a tier 9 one. Let's see if we can get a T92 this game. Oh, it's Prokhorovka as well, so that'll be fun. Probably going to try and spot the middle. Every time I get spotted, I'll try and move to avoid artillery. But as I said, this is where this tank is a bit worse than the T5E6 because it's slower. Holy shit. Would you believe it? Prokhorovka with no artillery. Didn't even think it was possible. We have a mouse platoon who got Prokhorovka and then got it with no artillery. How lucky are they? I wonder if they're going to meme the 1-2 line. That'd be pretty funny. Right, on Proc, I want to look at what tanks they've got. Hawk 12, Tiger Shark. If we can kill their light, we'd be in a much better place. What TDs they got? Wolfie 100, no ship barn. I can deal with that, if I'm honest. Now I'm going to start moving over here. We'll get ready to shoot at the light tanks. Tried to snapshot the M48. There's something in the way there and I can't quite see what it is. Honestly. I'm going to put this down to my bad shooting. I cannot see what is blocking my shots. I need to back up. They might have hell. Yep, they do have hell. There's a result from train tracks. I don't know. Oh, there's an E75 here. Just crit damage to him. Load and hate. This is totally the right thing to do against a hold down E75, by the way. And then I end up shooting the side turret of a thing. Snapshot. Terrified of the hill. Can't quite get shots up at the hill. The E75 is like somewhere. Going back to AP, we'll see if that brings the E75 out once I've loaded back. It does. This guy's still being annoying. Oh my god. Well, this just goes to show that the weak point is not actually that easy to hit. This is unbelievable. They're trying to snipe like weak points of a tank with a weak point as big as a bar, and I'm missing. Well, said I could see him, but I quite clearly cannot. Game's lying to me. I need this guy dealt with. Did I hit him? I don't think I did, and I've been ammo racked. This is the worst. Well, I can pet a barracuda straight through the turret with hate. You guys are seeing some horrible gameplay from me right now. Oh, my turret's been broken as well. So, for their note, I've not actually been shot that much in this. Module damage is a thing that happens with basically every shot. So, something to keep in mind. Oh, there's a building in the way there. Quite annoying. only tracked him in the side. Makes sense, it is a Conqueror after all. It doesn't have very good, like, it's got amazing side armor. Right, now I can let the gun go to work. 1. 2. This is where I kind of wish I had the DPM on T95E6. 3. Not sniping weak points anymore. There you go. Now that I'm not sniping at the weak point in the M48 anymore, I can actually hit shots. Are you serious, bro? Now they still have a waffle somewhere, which is absolutely horrifying. And I can't remember where the waffle shots came from. I think it came from hell. Now it's time to turn around for these guys. If Pedro wants to spot, I'm quite happy to let him. And more shots where I cannot see where I'm aiming. There's been so much terrain just in the way of all my shots. It's been very annoying. So we know 2 guys are down there, and we know the Waffle 100's hill direction somewhere. Well, there it is. Nope. Side scrape. Hey, it worked. And he's hull down, which means I need hate. Because as you all know, the weak point of a Super Conqueror or a Conqueror is only a weak point to hate, it's not a weak point to AP or APCR. That was such a bad game where I missed about 800 shots hitting the dirt of mounds of like earth that I could not see through bushes. And still this tank performed quite well. But then again, it was mainly just farming damage after the M48 and E75 that were in front of me fucked off. So in terms of gun handling, all those shots I missed was just me hitting things I couldn't see were in front of me. The gun handling itself actually seems pretty decent. Of course, you don't have APCR standard, which is a little bit annoying. DPM isn't the greatest. My modules were being damaged like crazy. But overall, you've got a reliable gun, you've got good view range, good gun depression. Armor does not seem that good. The weak point, clearly as you've seen, fighting the enemy one, is just not that much of a weak point, and like it's not that easy to hit. Although one thing I would say to all of you is if you've got the T95E6, I would probably just play that, because as I said, this thing's got thicker armor in return for being slower, but its armor's not very good, so you might as well just take the one that's faster and also has a better rate of fire. And yes, there's a gun handling difference, but as I said before, with update 6.0 and the crew skills and the vertical stabilizer, you can probably make that better. Now, I'm still not going to use vertical stabilizers on this, because as I said, the accuracy, all those shots I missed was just me hitting the earth. And missing the weak point because he was just moving backwards and forwards, or I wasn't aiming properly. So I'm going to probably stick with the Gun Rammer Optics Camo Net setup. And although when I say get T95E6, that's if you've got it. If you don't have the T95E6, my biggest piece of advice would be get an M48 pattern. Better standard pen, APCR is standard, almost the same alpha, probably similar DPM if not a little bit more, or like I said, basically the same. More view range, and more armor. So, this tank, it's not horrible, but there's a tech tree tank you can grind that is better, and if you've got the 295E6, I would actually also say that is better. But 3 games, one of which had no RT, which, correct me if I'm wrong, I think in the Object 777 video, it was the exact same. I think I had 2 games with RT and 1 game without. So, thank you guys for watching, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.